Hey guys, my name is Milan, and I think it's about time somebody starts making some videos to uh, help help you out there to navigate through the trucking business. It's really not that difficult, just like any other business. If you know what to do and what not to do. After helping out at least several hundred truckers and talking to them and hearing their struggles, what makes them fail, what makes them successful. Um, I think it's about time for me to start sharing that knowledge with you guys. Um, I mean, first of all, if you're a beginner, you have to decide whether you should start into this business right away or if you should work for somebody, just like any other business. um, just kind of see it from the inside. I've heard all these stories about how you have to be in the business or drive for like 2 years for somebody before you work for your on your own. Then I've seen the stories how somebody just like figures gonna rent like a box truck from Penske and Enterprise, and they just gonna go from there and grow into a fleet. Um, I've heard the story how they just gonna start small with a cargo van, or they have their semi truck and they're like so confused why their insurance is high, or why the diesel prices are so high, or why there are no loads. There is a reason for all of that. I mean, that's the name of the game. And if you don't know the rules, always gonna happen is you're gonna get in, you're gonna run out of cash, and then you're just gonna shut down your company. You'll probably like lose your truck or sell your truck if you bought it cash. Because even if you bought it cash, you still have to keep it somewhere and pay for parking. That's a very cash intensive business. And if you start going on the wrong track right off the gate, you're gonna lose your shirt real quick. There are like bunch of ways how you can prevent this and do it the right way. So stick around, and I'll share the most common mistakes I see people doing when they get started. Maybe in another video, I'm gonna share with you seasoned companies, the mistakes they are doing um, that put them out of business. But let's start with those of you that like are inspired and want to get in the business. Okay, first of all, if you want to get in the business, you have to understand what it takes and where your money is going to come from. Meaning, it's starting the authority, getting active with the FMCSA. That's the easiest and the simplest part in this business. If you just do a little bit of research on YouTube or speak with anybody that knows a little bit about it. The hard part, it's really like getting those loads and staying compliant, keeping your safety score. That's the hard part. I mean, we everybody gets in business to be independent and to make money, just like I've done it. But there is no such thing as being independent if you're not making money in the business. And it's very easy not to make money if you're making like mistakes in that industry. So first of all, the biggest mistake I see is people not understanding what it takes to activate their authority. um, Meaning, they think they need to buy insurance right away, or they think they need to put a truck right away, or they think they need to file a bunch of paperwork, or they need to hire somebody to do their compliance. None of that is true, guys. All you have to do is fill up your application with the FMCSA, apply for your DOT, and the DOT it's free, by the way. And then you can also apply for your MC on that application as well. And then Once you get it submitted, there is a protest period. I mean, those are technicalities, but important. And after this protest period, you can do your insurance and your bill C3, and then you're gonna get your authority activated. But as I said, this is really the easy part. That's not the risk in this business. The risk is gonna be, okay, all right, let's say you get this figured out, you get your authority activated. Where are you gonna hold? Are you gonna hold intrastate? Are you gonna hold interstate? If you hold intrastate, where are you gonna get your loads? Obviously, we all know about the big load boards, right? That truck stop 1, 2, 3 load board. I mean, those are the biggest ones. But if you've been in this business, you'll know that they're pretty much the same loads going to those same load boards, and they're like 20 truckers fighting for the same load. Especially if you're like in a state that you know, there are not too many loads, like Florida or general the southeast part. It's not the greatest for loads, although there are exceptions. I mean, the whole thing, it's how you're gonna set up and you're gonna get going. So that's the important thing, where your loads are gonna come from, meaning where the money, where the cash flow for your business is gonna come from. You guys are focusing way too much. Is my insurance gonna cost like $1,500 or $1,700 or $1,300 a month? Is the diesel gonna be 20 cents more a gallon or less, or this and that? It's like, you guys need to focus on the top line, where the money is gonna come from, and consistently. Do you have like a good plan for that? Do you have a good plan how quick you're gonna cash on those delivered loads? Do you have like a good factoring company that can back you up and verify that what you're shipping you're gonna get paid on, and how quickly you're gonna get paid on? Do you have enough money to sustain yourself in business and on your expenses while you're waiting on this money? Those are the real questions. Is the equipment that I'm getting, like for example a cargo van or a box truck, or is it gonna have like loads for it? Where the money is gonna come from? Am I gonna do like general freight? Am I gonna do a car hauler? I talk to people and they're like, oh man, I don't know, maybe I'm gonna do general freight, I'm gonna do auto hauler, or maybe I'll do hazmat, and they're gonna do everything in between, like right off the gate. That's a recipe for failure. Riches are in niches, guys. I mean, you have to know which way you're going. If you're all over the place, you don't know who's gonna drive, how much you're gonna drive, you're gonna have a part-time job, this is a part-time hustle, it's not gonna work. You need to have a very structured approach to this. You need to know how much it's gonna take to get going. You need to know how much it's gonna take to sustain and make money. I mean, you have to know exactly what you can afford to go into and what you can't. For example, like if you get like a box truck, like a rental box truck, right? Just think about it. If you're paying like Penske or budget like $800-900 a week for the rental, and you pay, let's say, $400 a week for insurance, right there you're already like $1,200-1,300 a week, plus the diesel, you're already at $2,000, right? If you're making, let's say, 5,000 gross. I mean, what about tolls? What about compliance? What about your pay? Are you gonna have loads? What if you don't have loads? What about if that truck breaks down? I mean, it's a rental, yeah, you can replace it, but how quickly can you replace it? Because the bills are not gonna wait, you know, they are piling up. Same thing, if you have your own equipment, you have enough cash to repair it, right? If something happens, can you be down? Can you have your can you be out of business for a couple of weeks? So all these things you have to consider. The easiest way to get going, in my opinion, it's you have to connect with somebody that knows what they're doing. They've seen what works, what it doesn't work. before you even jump in it. I mean, we all want to, like we say, analysis paralysis, and that's true, right? You don't want to wait forever. You wanna get your business going 100%. But in the same time, this business is not just like opening an office and, if you don't have business for 5 days, you can just have your electric bill. I mean, this business, if you get going, especially if you're gonna start with a rental unit, which I definitely don't recommend you to do, your bills will like keep piling up like real quick. and and that's why you need to have like a solid plan. So the easiest thing you can do, I mean, if you wanna get going, it's figure out which load boards you're gonna use, figure out who are gonna be the brokers you can work with as a new authority. If you don't know, obviously talk to somebody that knows. Then after that, you can submit your application with the FMCSA, right, for the DOT. You just decide, are you gonna do general freight, auto hauler, figure out where the money gonna be coming from, right? Once you submit the application, you have all the time in the world. I mean, you have like up to 90 days to get it activated. Like, people get confused, so I have to submit, I get buy insurance, I have to get things going. No, that's not true. That's not how it works. Once you figure out what equipment you're gonna use, and you figure it's gonna be enough money in it from the loads, set this thing with the FMCSA. Take your time, do your shopping around for the insurance. Again, you have plenty of time. Figure out like a factoring company. Really pile up like a big list of brokers. When the time comes for the activation, if you know what type of equipment you're gonna get, but you haven't got it yet, you can put your basic vehicle, like your personal vehicle, on the commercial insurance. That's gonna be enough to activate your interstate authority if you're going with the FMCSA. I mean, if you're going interstate. If you're doing intrastate, there is nothing you really have to do or activate. So anyway, I mean, get it activated. Then take your time. If you're gonna purchase like your own equipment, which I definitely recommend you, because the rentals are super expensive, make sure you really understand what you're buying. It's in good condition, it's in good shape. You have mechanic check it out for you. I mean, it's like that equipment, you have to make sure it's gonna, even if it's more expensive, it's gonna be reliable, because you don't want to like go out of business due to like a mechanical breakdown. That's gonna be the worst thing that can happen to you, because you cannot pause your insurance or the expenses or anything like that, and much less your relationship with the brokers if you're building one. I mean, they're not gonna wait for you to like hold their goods. Brokers want their freight moved, and if they cannot count on you, guess what? You're gonna be out of their list, and they're gonna get another carrier to move their load. So you need a reliable unit if you want to build those solid relationships. And so once you do this, and you find a good reliable unit, make sure I mean, people underestimate that, but make sure you're straight with your family, right? And with your health condition. This is not an easy job. I mean, to be on the road for like days or weeks, and not see your family and friends. I mean, that should be the first thing you should consider. Are you ready to make that sacrifice? If you're gonna count on somebody driving for you, I mean, that's as a new venture. I mean, that it's a big risk, unless you have a really good plan and you have the experience and you have a solid like cash backing that you can sustain that, and you have a good recruiting experience. It's gonna be very hard to count on somebody to do the driving for you, right? This is what most people think. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna hire a driver. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to find like a reliable driver that's gonna keep up with all the safety regulations and then keep up your equipment in shape and do all the pre-trip and post-trip inspections and stay compliant. And obviously one bad inspection by the DOT can ruin your whole company. So anyway, I mean, I just wanted to get started with something, guys. We'll keep that discussion going in the next videos, but yeah, I mean, feel free to reach me out. I want to help you out, and yeah, let's win together. I'll talk to you later.